In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this track from scratch. My name's Nick, and you're about to watch a completely unfiltered cookup. This is gonna be my real, actual workflow. I'll show you how to come up with the 8-bar loop, as well as how to start arranging it. And actually, most of the sounds you'll hear were made from my own voice. But first, here's how to actually use this video. The best way to learn is by doing. So if you want this to actually help you, open your DAW right now in another window and follow along. You can pause the video throughout, apply the steps that I've done in your own way, then come back and continue watching. Just so, you know, this is kind of like a mutual cook-up, you know, we're just two bros making music. And with that being said, let's get into it. So, I didn't think much about commentary during the recording of this, so I'm gonna be adding some voiceover so you can know what I'm actually doing. So this is the sample I started with. I just recorded some singing. I was just messing around, honestly. But yeah, then I very quickly wanted to slice that up, so I put it into a MIDI track and I used slice mode and I created this pattern. And after that, I wanted to add some effects to it, so I added an auto shift and I actually grouped it into an audio effect track. And I made duplicates of the auto shift, where each instance was pitching the sound up by a different amount of semitones, so that together they would create a chord. And here's the values that I used. You can see them right now on screen. Yeah, so that's a very unconventional workflow right there. This is also a big experimenting session for me. I was really just enjoying myself, and I think the result is pretty unique. But then I tried to turn this voice sample of me into something different. Fucking Arabic vibes. Yeah, so that was fun. But now I want to add some variations to this existing pattern, so I'm clicking the duplicate button and I'm just adding some random switch-ups, really just seeing how everything works. Try and make it more varied, you know. At this point, I'm starting to feel a little bit groovy, so now it's time to add some sort of kick. And now that we have the kick, I want to create some sort of bass to go with it. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, because I literally had no idea what scale I was in. So I was honestly just clicking around on my keyboard and seeing which notes sounded good. So A seemed to be a strong note in this track, so I just decided to stick to it. And here I wanted to pause the bass pattern so I could look for some more strong notes that I could use. Okay, here's another one. And notice how I'm doing all of this very quickly, like in real time, so I'm not overthinking whether something is gonna sound good or not. I just experiment, I click around and see what works and what doesn't. And if it does work, then that's good, obviously. So at this point I've gotten this bass line to sound pretty good. I'm actually liking it quite a lot. now I'm adding some processing. It's not that important, but like, why the fuck not? Sending it to my return track. Let's fucking group this kick with something more beefy. I grouped it together with a simple 909 kick. And I added some drum bus. But now it was time to create the hi-hats. Actually, I recorded this thing with my own voice, so why not do some more of that? Maybe you can record some hi-hats. Maybe we can fucking turn that into a drum kit. That would be cool. Yeah, there should be a function like that to make like your own. Yeah, slice the new MIDI track. Is that right? Drums gritty. Yeah, there we go. That's cool. Now we got our own fucking drum kit. That's cool. Dude, this is so sick. I actually never thought of that, of doing it that way before. So, I might look like I know what I'm doing here, but honestly, I'm literally just clicking around and seeing what the fuck happens. Also, it never hurts to add some variations. And by the way, bro, if you want to get these project files, they're gonna be on my Patreon. The link is down below. And yeah, this is where I started experimenting with some lyrical stuff. Unfortunately, nothing really stuck. Maybe you can turn this into a lead melody. So this is A, so let's pitch that up 3 semitones. So it's actually playing C when I press C on my keyboard. But yeah, then I got distracted and started singing instead. Something, fucking whatever, let's roll with it. For the fucking mixing of these vocals, we gotta add an OTT, bind it to an envelope follower, so it only activates when I'm actually singing. sound like fucking Bernie from the Muppets. Or what was it? No, it was Sesame Street. I sound like fucking Bernie from Sesame Street. Where should we go with this now? This is cool. Now I wanted to introduce some sort of counter melody that could play periodically at the end of each phrase. Doodling around on my keyboard right now. And again, I'm not overthinking, I'm literally just clicking around and seeing what the fuck happens. Hey! That's cool. That was a happy little accident. I wanted to appear last time. You know what we should do? Fucking let's add a trance gate to this. I really like this preset called Trance Pad Gate. I wonder how it's gonna sound on our little lead melody here. Yeah. I also wanted to experiment with our auto shift stacking trick from earlier. And yeah, I'm also adding some variations in the kick pattern. It never hurts. Very well. The 8-bar loop is complete. Now let me show you how to get out of it. Right, maybe I could start like roughly arranging it a little bit. So as you can see, my workflow is very, very simple. I'm putting my 8-bar loop somewhere in the middle of my arrangement, and I'm literally just dragging out different elements as I play the track. Okay, I like that shit. And again, I'm not overthinking this. I'm literally clicking around, seeing what the fuck happens, what sounds good and what doesn't. And if it does sound good, then I'm keeping it. You just gotta experiment a lot and use your imagination to see what could be happening in the arrangement. I'm kinda fucking freestyling here. Just listening and arranging as I go, seeing what feels right, you know? And right now I'm removing some elements just before the next phrase begins, just to introduce some more contrast. Okay, I like that switch up, that's fucking sick. Ooh. Okay, I fucking like that. That's so weird. I just automated the reverb decay time right here to slightly go up just before this new section comes in. Okay, not gonna lie, from this point on, I started trying to record some vocals, which, by the way, I didn't end up using any of them in the final version. And yeah, my workflow just started getting so chaotic that I literally, there's nothing you would learn from this footage anyways. So anyways, here's the full result.